Hello and namaskar viewers, I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to ITV Gold, and here we are about to start brand new show. It's called Tax Talk with AJ Kumar of Sai CPA Services. Sai CPA Services is a full-fledged accounting firm here in New Jersey, having multiple offices and been in business for over 20 years, and does a full-fledged bookkeeping, accounting for personal as well as corporate taxes. And here in this show, in the entire series, we like you to inform you and to educate you about the taxes, the changes in the tax laws, and what you should be doing it when you file 2021 tax return. But more than that, it's going to be for everybody, personal as well as the business tax returns. And I assure you that you're going to find this show very interesting, because the person who is going to be joining and who's going to be guiding us, educating us with the taxes is Mr. AJ Kumar, who's a CPA and MBA of Sai CPA Services, and he's been in this field for over 20 years, and he knows the taxes and the accounting and the bookkeeping very well. I am so proud, and it's my pleasure to introduce you, Mr. AJ Kumar, right here in a tax talk on ITV Gold. AJ ji.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. I appreciate the introduction. It's phenomenal. And I look forward to having this whole series on ITV Gold. I look forward to helping, educating our viewers about what they should be doing, what they can be avoiding, and how to minimize the tax liability. A penny saved is a penny earned here. So from that perspective, let's dig in. Let's start the topic today, Sanjeev ji.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to working for all our viewers.
I'm very much excited because I know you for many years, and we have done tax shows in the past, and you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to taxes, and then you elaborate every single topic so well, and I'm sure our viewers on ITV Gold are going to find this very, very interesting. You said penny saved is better than penny earned, but one should know how you can save penny. That
Absolutely.
means how you can save taxes.
Absolutely.
There are ways that you can save taxes, but you need to have right person to guide you, to educate you how you can save taxes, and you are the expert in this field.
Absolutely, and I'm blessed. I'm glad to be part of this show on ITV Gold, and we hope to help more and more people, our viewers who are watching us, to help them save the taxes.
Yes.
See, it has to be done right. There is a method to filing the taxes, to minimizing the tax liability, and still being compliant with all the IRS and the state rules.
Absolutely. All right, interesting. So let's start this as we are all getting ready to look into our 2021 taxes. It's that time of the year again. It just seems like last year taxes we just filed a while ago, and here we are. The number one thing we're going to discuss in our first show is ITIN number, Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. Till now, everyone's familiar with TIN number. That's a tax identification number, and that's for the corporate taxes. But this individual tax identification number, AJ, tell us what it is and why all of a sudden everyone's talking about ITIN.
So ITIN, or Individual Tax Identification Number, Sanjeev ji, is a unique identifier, more like a social security number that you need to have in order to file the taxes in US system. More recently, in last 2 years, under the COVID situation, a lot of people are being able to sell on Amazon, on eBay, on Walmart. So there are certain platforms like eBay. You must have an ITIN number in order to sell on eBay if you are a foreigner. Amazon, Walmart are still allowing people to sell from India. But if you are in India and you have a good product that you believe everybody will like it and you want to sell it on eBay, you must have an ITIN number. It's called Individual Tax Identification Number.
Correct.
The purpose for this ITIN number is merely to be able to file taxes in the US system.
That's what I was going to ask you. That means someone in India, when they sell it on eBay or whatever business they do with Amazon, they would have to file a tax return in the US.
You are right.
And that's why they need ITIN number.
And it seems if you take a huge step back, why would I take an ITIN number and then file the tax in the system? I'm okay without not having the ITIN number and not filing the tax in the US system. But look at it the other way. The reason the government is issuing because somebody wants to file the taxes. The only reason the government, IRS, will issue an ITIN number is because somebody wants to file a tax in the US system. Filing tax means somebody wants to pay us some money. That's the reason IRS is issuing it. But just because only serious people will do it, a lot of companies used that as a criteria. You have an ITIN number, we are happy to play with you.
Oh, I see.
So eBay, a lot of other companies wouldn't really let you sell your products on their platform unless you have an ITIN number.
Oh, I see.
So you don't take the ITIN number to sell. The only way you can get the ITIN number is by showing to the IRS, I intend to file taxes in this system. I don't have a social security number. How should I go about it? And they will say, okay, well, we'll issue an ITIN number.
Okay.
And there's a process that you have to follow. But that's how you get the ITIN number by claiming that you intend to file the taxes. Now you have the ITIN number, and now you can use this ITIN number as a unique identifier, as a social security number, to avail several benefits that the companies are offering because you have an ITIN number.
Absolutely. So ITIN numbers, that's for individual tax identification number. The way you explained to me, how it makes sense is it's basically it identifies a person, no matter where the person is and what part of the world, but it identifies number. It can be other way called identifying tax identification number as well.
Absolutely, you can call it anything.
Exactly.
And it's more like the TIN that we used to have for businesses is for an individual now.
Yeah, I got it.
And it has been there for some time. It has been there forever. But this allows for people who do not qualify for social security number. Let's say if somebody is married to a US citizen. This person who got married to a US citizen, now they qualify for social security number. They cannot get the ITIN number. People who needs to file the taxes in the US system and cannot get the social security number. That's the crowd we are looking at.
Okay.
Those are the people who need to get the ITIN number.
Right.
That was the intent behind the ITIN issuing policy.
Right.
How it's being used, people will claim that we want to file the taxes in the US system, give us the ITIN number. Now I have this ITIN number. What else can I do with this ITIN number?
So as the business prospers, every year, and now there must be a surge in foreign nationals doing business with companies here in the US, and that's why ITIN is absolutely necessary. Now let me come to this question. What's the process to get ITIN number?
Well, as I said, it can only be issued when you're filing the taxes. So it's a part of the tax filing process.
But what's required, like address?
No, you don't really have to have a local address.
Okay.
A lot of people who are in foreign countries, India, they can claim that we intend to file taxes. Say, for example, we had some of the artists coming over from India, comedians, they come over, they perform for a week, 2 weeks. They earn some money, $10,000. Now they need to file the taxes in the US system. They can go back, say, you know what, give us the ITIN number because we want to pay taxes in the US system. Or I have a website. I'm selling some widgets over there, something on my website. Somebody is buying from the US, I go to the US government, I have a business, I'm selling through my website, people are buying it. Please give me the ITIN number. The way the ITIN number is issued is only through tax filing system.
Okay.
You file your 1040, the personal tax, the individual tax return, and you put in extra forms like W7 requesting ITIN number.
How long does it take to get the number?
Right now it's taking longer than what it used to.
Really?
It used to take 2 to 3 months to get the ITIN number. Now it's been taking 6 months to get the ITIN number. The IRS recently has created a separate department just to work with the ITIN applications. But once you have the ITIN, you get certain other benefits. Say, for example, the child tax credit. They were giving child tax credit to all the children, even if you have the ITIN number or the social security number.
Okay.
A lot of schools, say Rutgers in New Jersey, they were only giving the deduction on the tuition fee if you had the social security number. Recently, just last year, they started giving the tuition deduction even if you have an ITIN number.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's expanding in the usage of the people because
And that's why it takes a long time to get the number.
it takes longer. A lot of demand is there for the ITIN number, and the process to get the ITIN number is very, very difficult, meaning they have made it cumbersome to get the ITIN number.
So that leads me to a question, what kind of form that they would be filing, what kind of tax return they would be filing, and if it takes 6 months, then obviously they would have to file an extension because...
No, you cannot file the extension to request the ITIN. The tax return must be filed along with the form W7.
Okay.
Like 1040 is the
1040 must be
form
filed.
for the personal tax return. 1040 must accompany.
What I meant to say is that if they are not able to get ITIN number by April 15th, then they would have to file an extension to file a tax return.
Well, the way the process looks at it, you assume that you have an ITIN number and you say, where it says, what's your ITIN number? You say, applied for APPLD. FOR. That's a trick, that's a synonym.
Yes.
It's a 9-digit for the ITIN and they have said APPLD FOR. If you use that string, the system will accept this as a ITIN number.
That's a good point.
But you must file the tax return
Yes.
along with the form W7, similar to 1040, together,
Yes.
along with a copy of your passport, a notarized copy, or the original passport,
Yes.
depending on if you are going through an ITIN agent or doing it yourself, and then wait for 6 months. Please, I'll tell the viewers, don't file it if you plan to travel in the near future, because it takes up to 6 months, and if you are sending your original passport along with the form W7 and 1040, you may not get the original passport back for 6 months. So you really have to have some time in order to file it. The other way to file it is going through an ITIN agent. Let's say if the parents are visiting over here and they have been here in this country for 183 days. Now they qualify for ITIN. So what you do, you take the parents, their passport to an ITIN agent. The ITIN agent can verify the passport, sign that I have verified the passport, and now the parents can go back home and you don't have to mail the physical original copy of the passports.
Interesting. Viewers, while you have gotten this information and perhaps you're making notes of it because that's a very, very important and key information that Mr. AJ Kumar has shared with us when it comes to ITIN number. With that note, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation on ITIN number. You're watching Tax Talk right here on ITV Gold. Welcome back to the Tax Talk with Mr. AJ Kumar right here on ITV Gold. Viewers, this is our first show, and we couldn't be happier than we are because we're excited to bring you this show to give you a lot more information when it comes to taxes. And I, Sanjeev Pandya, as a host, will make sure that I get maximum information out of Mr. AJ Kumar's knowledge.
Absolutely.
He's got lots of knowledge and experience when it comes to taxes. Talk about taxes. Year 2021 tax return we're going to be filing. Has there been a lot of changes when it comes to personal and corporate tax returns?
Well, the government has gone out of their way to increase the benefits. So this year is going to be very different than prior years. A lot of people in the US system are getting the child tax credit on 15th of every month for last 6 months.
Yes.
That has to be reconciled. The health insurance premiums have to be reconciled. PPP loans for the business, EIDL loans for the business, ERT, employee retention tax credit for the businesses. So this year is going to be very different than any prior years that we have seen. There are a lot of things in the flux. A lot of these things have not even been finalized yet. The COVID is still here. We don't really know how long the COVID is going to last.
True.
Just recently, for 2020 taxes, not 2021, not the year just ended, the year prior to that, for 2020 taxes, the deadline was extended to December 31st. Just last week, they have extended that to February 15th.
Wow.
The estimated tax deadline for the fourth quarter is January 18th. The 1099 deadline is January 31st. So a lot of things are changing, a lot of things are in flux. So this year is going to be very, very interesting. If you can invest some time into your taxes, viewers, you can save some money. This is worth your while. I promise that.
And then definitely, and I like to just say that, for any tax matters or any consultation, you can definitely contact Science CPA Services, and you'll see their contact info on the screen. So that means, since you mentioned all these things and a lot of changes in this year's tax returns,
Absolutely.
you're going to be working 25 hours a day.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we typically have long hours during the tax season, but this season is going to be very different than what we have seen in the past. And
Nice.
we are sincerely hoping to do a good job for everybody. A little bit of the extra time that you can invest into your own situation
Right.
can mean hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars. Especially in these times, there are so many benefits. We come across people who have not heard about ERTC, EIDL, PPPP, child tax credit. People haven't heard about it. And they're surprised. Oh, I never knew about it.
I'm sure people must have heard about ITV
I'm
and
sure.
then the
I'm sure.
GOLD and along with that tax, TAX and tax time with AJ Kumar. Let's continue our ITN discussion now,
Of
right
course.
now. Can I get a job with ITN number, or can I open a bank account?
Well, ITIN number, individual tax identification number, is given merely for one purpose. It has other benefits. The purpose for the ITIN number was to be able to file the taxes. It's not a work permit. You can own a business, you can work for your own business, but people are not supposed to hire you as an employee on ITIN number.
Okay.
The other trick I'll tell my viewers, ITIN numbers always start with number 9. So if you have somebody saying I have a social security number and there is 927, you know it's not social security number.
Correct.
If it is starting with 9, it's an ITIN number. That means you're not allowed to hire that person legally. So the ITIN number is not a legal permit for hiring the employees.
And how about open a bank account?
Well, yes, you can definitely open the bank account with an ITIN number. But that being said, ITIN number is not necessary to open the bank account. Let's say if you have parents visiting from India and they have the passport and they have some money that they want to deposit for the next time they come, or they want to leave some money for the family, the parents or anybody can open the bank account in most banks. There are some banks who would not allow it. But in most banks, people are allowed to open the bank account even on a foreign passport. As long as you have the passport, you have the proof of identification, you are allowed to open the bank account, and ITIN number typically is not requested specifically, or the social security number is typically not mandatory for opening the bank account, Sanjeevji.
That's interesting. Now, hypothetically speaking, let's say somebody is doing business with one of the companies here in the US, and that person is somewhere out there in the world, and they don't get ITIN number and then they decide not to file taxes or something. What could be the worst scenario for that individual or the company, wherever the company in the world is? How are they going to be traced back?
That's a great question. So now if I understood it right,
Yes.
the question is somebody is doing the business,
Correct.
somebody is making the money, they don't have the ITIN number, they don't want the ITIN number, so they don't have to file the taxes. What could we do? What could the US government do?
Correct.
It's a great question. And we have it covering in our next episode when we talk about 1099. But just to give you the glimpse of it, the person in India who is working, who is making money, somebody from the US system is paying him the money. He has a business.
Yes.
So either he has the clients in US or he has the customers in US. All these people, the clients, when they pay the money to a foreign national,
Yes.
they are supposed to withhold certain taxes. Let's say if I have my website done in India and this website guy wants to charge me $1,000. Before I pay $1,000 to this person, I'm supposed to pay $300 to the government and $700 to this person. So the US government is collecting money at the source.
Okay. All right. So that's how it happens. But that's a good point. And I wanted to know, can corporation, a company rather, stop doing business with that person if they don't get ITIN number after 6 months, a year or
Well,
something?
no, ITIN number people will get because it's in their benefit. US corporation have the right to request a form called W8BEN, and they say you complete this form, you fill up this form, and the US clients they have the right to withhold certain taxes, as much as 40% taxes.
Interesting.
And this tax must be paid before the money is paid to the foreign national. And this money needs to be paid to the US system, IRS. But if you don't want the 40% to be paying, you say, well, my income tax bracket is 10%. Why should I be paying 40%? Well, get the ITIN number.
Okay.
So we don't have to withhold your 40%.
So the bottom line is to get ITIN number. If you're doing business with a US corporation from anywhere in the world, get ITIN number. That's in your best interest. That's enough for today's episode, and whatever is left over on ITIN, we're going to definitely have it covered in the next episode.
Absolutely.
In the next episode, we're going to talk about 1099s.
We'll talk about
That's also one of the most important
1042,
topics. Yes.
And the foreign nationals working in US. What do you need, and how does the system works? How do you make sure you get the maximum benefit of the laws that are designed for you?
Absolutely. AJ Kumar, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you
My
for giving
pleasure.
out this information. Can't wait for the next episode. I am Sanjeev Pandya, and we'll look forward to have you join us again in the next show, Tax Talk with AJ Kumar, right here on ITV Gold. So long.